Well, you know, this things that come in my mind as I'm listening to it. I've thought these things like how do you build smaller houses on these lots that are really cheap in these neighborhoods that that maybe have a lot of vacant lots. You're not the first person to really think of this. Like a lot of people have, and I think you probably got a lot of that pushback when you're thinking about bringing this idea somewhere else. So like, people are like, how are you gonna get it done? You're not gonna get it done. Like what were some of the pushbacks? Like I think about aldermen. Like were aldermen welcoming to have you in here, or was it just a group of people you're involved in that were able to push it through all that? Kind of tell us about like it just seems. It's tough to understand how you're the first guy to get this done. Like it makes so much sense what you're doing.
It sounds like such a simple answer to a question that hasn't been done yet. Right? Like that's.
I don't have. It's funny. I'm convinced that the internet has turned the world into. Mark. I'll answer you. I swear. I'm convinced though that the internet has made people think. I read an article somewhere, I think it was the Wall Street Journal or New York Times. It was a couple years ago that the iPhone. Or the whatever you want to call it, the smartphone has convinced everybody that they're intelligent because everyone's walking around with Google in their pocket. And I think it's a matter of just, own your shit, do it. I got a good friend of mine. This I will. I don't mean to keep plugging people. I talk to a lot of people. I have a good friend. Should I stop plugging people? I'm not trying to.
No, throw them out there. People want to know the community.
So Eric Williams, who's the owner of 𝗦𝘁𝗶𝗵𝗵, is a guy that I'm very good friends with. He's a super amazing chef. If you've ever been to 𝗦𝘁𝗶𝗵𝗵, go. Honestly, it's a phenomenal restaurant in Hyde Park. And I've known Eric for many years, and I was talking about this idea. And he literally said to me, what the fuck is wrong with you? Just do it. And I'm like, Eric, come on, man. And he literally looks around and who's going to come to my rescue? And he's like, just fucking do it. What are you waiting for? And I think that's a lot of things in life. I think people you get to the line and you're like, it's too much work. And so I know a lot of people, the building department, I know sometimes doesn't get the best reputation. They're awesome. They really have been. And I'm not just saying that to plug the building department or give them fodder. They were supportive. They were encouraging. You know what they wanted, Mark? When I talk to people, they want you to follow the rules. So all that's the biggest thing. I talk to builders all the time. I know a lot of builders. I talk to a lot of builders, developers. Oh, they're asking me to do this. Why the hell they ask me to do that? And it's like, well, what's the code say? Well, I don't need, they're like, well, what do you mean? I'm like, well, what's the code say? So follow the code and you won't have a problem. And that is really when you start talking to the inspectors, when you start talking to people that, on the 9th floor, they just want you to follow the rules. They're not trying to hit you up. They're not trying to make your life difficult. It's follow the rules. And so I think that's what a lot of it comes down to in the building community is that, people trying to find ways to cut corners. And I think that there's some ways you can cut corners that are legit. There's other ways that follow the rules.
Yeah, that's where they get difficult. That's usually you kind of summed up every conversation I've ever had with people about getting mad about getting a stop work order or not. They didn't follow something and they got caught, or they didn't do something and they got called out on, and they made the inspector's life difficult, and now here they are. So I think what you say has in that speech there has a lot of merit. So
yeah, and the inspectors are they're not unreasonable. I admit I've been in this business for almost 30 years. I've had some not great interactions with inspectors, but if I can really look inward on myself, 99% of my interactions where it was a negative was kind of my own doing. Right. So,
yep.
own your shit.